On the surface she looks fine, but what's inside ain't always in line. Life is good, life is bad. She's a mess, but a happy one.
Hi, I'm Little Happy Mess and welcome to my podcast.
Hello and welcome to a new episode 48, How to Stop Chasing Happiness. Welcome, I'm Nina, I'm your host, and yeah, episode 48 already, wow. Last week, my first new episode launched since my long break, and yeah, it's been, I don't know, it's not been as overwhelming as I thought. I was actually like, yeah, okay, no, I'm starting this again. And I had so much fun, posting it on Instagram and everything. And yeah, now this is getting real. And I'm really proud of myself because I produced. So wait, we are recording episode 48 right now and 42, not last week, but launched this week. So I always have buffer episodes. So I feel very prepared and to do this for longer this time. Let's see. Well, but let's get into it. So the title of this episode is How to Stop Chasing Happiness. And I thought a while about what am I going to talk about this week? And then this came up because I think it's something very relevant. And what I mean by that is, in general, before we add the happiness part, how to stop chasing. What I feel like in the current society we live in, with the current system of capitalism that the world is run by, we always chase for more. So the economy needs to grow every year. You personally have to grow. You have to get better at everything. So if you do sports, then you have to, I don't know, if you go to the fitness studio 2 times a week, okay, you have to add more times, you have to add 3 times. If you work out for an hour, you have to add another half hour. And if you, I don't know, if you work a certain job, okay, now you have to get a promotion and then you have to get a new promotion the year after. And then maybe you have to find a new job because you need to earn more or you need to have more responsibility, whatever. So this whole getting better, getting more, you have to earn more money, you have to be prettier, you have to, I don't know, have a bigger house, you have to just to this general of having more than before. This general or this constant you have to grow, everything has to grow kind of mentality that initially is one of the basic concepts of capitalism. So it doesn't work if we don't grow all the time. It's something that's very inhuman actually. So it might benefit some people who benefit from capitalistic systems like billionaires, but it doesn't profit us humans and how we're supposed to live, I would say. Because if we're constantly occupied with growing in whatever kind of direction, then we treat ourselves and our environment like products. So, for example, if I have to, for example, increase how much fitness I do every week, then I treat myself like a product that has to be maximized in outcome. So I don't know, the biceps has to get bigger every week, or the abs have to get leaner every week, and then I set goals and whatsoever. But my body is not a product. For example, me, as I'm a woman, I have a period, and then there's the cycle, and then there's certain phases in the cycle where you won't see any muscle growth because the body is very occupied with other things and it doesn't give a shit about your fitness goals. So it's not very human. And also it's not, so in the long term, it doesn't make any sense if we stay with the whole body example. Time is the enemy, so certain fitness goals cannot be reached the older we get. And also, like, if we keep maximizing the output, then at some point something in the body system will break, and then you can't do any sports at all anymore, or you have other health issues coming up. So I feel like this whole, like, we chase for more, we constantly have to grow, and based on the example I just gave, but you can kind of like, yeah, you can add it to every other area of life, or every other thing that's going on as well. So this whole, yeah, constantly growing, it's not possible, and it makes us sick. That's where I'm trying to head. And what it also does, if we keep chasing and growing and then we're always preoccupied with the next goal. So we're always in the future. So we're always chasing this little carrot that's hanging in front of our head, but we can never grab it, because that's not the goal to grab it, right? You always have to set a higher goal and a higher goal, and you have to grow more. And by doing that, it feels like we're chasing everything but happiness. So we might reach those goals, but what we'll always miss is being happy or being content, because I feel like being content has a more long-term character. Being happy is something that can fade more quickly, but being content, I would say, is a state that's only reachable if we stop and accept everything that is there right now. Even if it's not that great and it can be optimized, and maybe it should be optimized. I'm not saying we shouldn't grow at all, but like, I think true happiness and true is contentment, the noun of being content. I don't know. Let's stick with happiness, but you know what I mean with happiness. So I think true happiness only exists in the moment, and it only exists when we accept what is there right now, everything that is there. Because as soon as we think about some area we have to grow in, or something we're not good at, or something that could be better, then happiness slips away. So happiness is something that only exists when we let go of being someone else, of growing into someone else, of growing our circumstances around us, of growing our finances and whatsoever. Happiness is when I say, okay, I accept where I am financially, where I am in terms of sport, in terms of family, whatever, like acceptance and being right here, right now. Not chasing any carrot hanging there in front of us, but like just being. You have to be and come in the state of being in order to see happiness. That is why I love hanging with kids, and why I loved working in the kindergarten, where I also built this amazing laminated stop sign. For the people who are just listening and not watching, I'm holding up a stop sign that I laminated, and laminating has become a weird obsession of mine. I love laminating stuff, and I have a machine to do it, and it's so much fun. Yeah, that's a bit off topic. So as long as we chase, real happiness cannot happen. That's my opinion, and I'm pretty sure that if we look into, I don't know, spiritual or coaching or psychological advices, they would agree with that. But it's very difficult to stop, I would say, like to stop chasing, because everything around us suggests us that we have to chase and grow and maximize and optimize and whatsoever. I think I also talked about this in one of the previous episodes. I have to check my notes real quick. But yeah, this whole chasing will never get us to being truly happy. And it upsets me because, for example, let's take dating. If you're on dating apps, then maybe you find someone where you're like, okay, that person looks attractive. You start writing, okay, it's also someone that's interesting and nice. Let's meet up and see. But then you can keep swiping. There might be someone better coming up in the next run, and then you're preoccupied with always swiping and finding a better option and finding a better someone who will fit better to you, someone who's prettier, someone blah 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 blah, and you end up never finding anyone or meeting up with anyone or whatever, settling for anyone, because you always think there might be something better if I just keep swiping. And that's basically the same, like, okay, like optimizing health, your body, your finances. There's always something better, and you can always optimize, you can always grow, you can always change, you can always work harder to get the next promotion. But at some point, we have to stop and be like, is that really what I want? And is it really gonna make me happier? Or is this whole process of constantly chasing and trying to grow and trying to achieve better, do more, maximize, optimize, or is this whole cycle exhausting us? And is it making us unhappy? Is it maybe even making us sad? And I think that's the case for many people, including myself. I have a very active mind, and I get distracted very easily, and I find it very hard to shut out the noise around me in general. Like, I have my techniques and I'm getting better at it, but for example, this week I had to work a lot, so there was a lot of stuff going on at work, and yesterday I came home at 3 p.m. and then I slept till 11 p.m. and then I slept again from 1 to 7 because I was so exhausted. And I was so, like, I had so many things on my mind, and I was mad at the world and everything. And now, like, today I'm fine again, and I can look at everything from a bit of a distance, and all those insights came back to me. Like, for example, the whole chasing part. I think that the calmer I get, the more I can lean into staying in the moment and shutting out the future. Not in a way where I don't know, where I'm YOLO and like, fuck it, if I die tomorrow, it doesn't matter. Not in that kind of way, but in a kind of way where I trust the process. So I breathe out and I just sit here and trust that Nina from tomorrow will know what to do tomorrow, and the Nina in 5 years knows what to do in 5 years. I think that real growth, and let's say sustainable growth maybe, only happens when we become quiet and not listen to everything we see around us, but listen to our intuition. I feel like our intuition guides us to where we should be next, but we can only hear it if we stay in the moment, if we appreciate what is there right now, if we accept what is there right now. And I think if we start doing that, then we become a lot happier. For example, for me right now, I look in the camera, but then if I look a bit up, then I see like my balcony, and then across the balcony there's the trees. And when I just look there, I'm like, wow, it's so nice. Sun is shining. It's spring. I mean, my allergies are kicking, that sucks, but actually I don't mind that much because it's just so pretty. And then, I don't know, I'm looking forward to editing this episode, to having my breakfast soon, to drinking my coffee, and then I'm gonna visit my mom this weekend. So I don't know, if I start being right here, right now, there's so much good, and usually it's super small things that really make me happy. Like I try to write down 3 things that I'm grateful for every day. And every day, all I write down is people, because I'm always grateful for my friends and for my family. And like those small things, like coffee or like good food, an encounter with someone new. So it's very simple things. I mean, simple in terms of it's never the promotion or the money I just put into my, I don't know, into my FlatEx account for my ETFs, and I don't know, the increase of 3%, and like I'm like, oh great, it's money, nice, but I'm never super grateful for it. I'm like, okay, cool. Like of course I'm grateful that I have money, but like it never makes it into my gratitude journal. It's always small things. And yeah, I'm trying to move away from chasing so much, and yeah, move into acceptance, just being. And I feel like I mention this every week and I mention the same things, but that's just what it is. Things that help me stay centered, stay in the moment, focus on what's really important and stop chasing, is sleeping. Like yesterday, I really needed sleep. But then also yoga. I love yoga with Cassandra. I put her in my show notes because I feel like she has really good videos that help me a lot, and she's guiding me through in a really nice way. I really like her. Breath work, like I always mention. I think last week was the meditation where I did a breath work. So 4, 8, 4, 4. So you breathe in 4 times, you hold for 4 times, 4 breaths, you breathe out and count to 8, and then you hold again for 4, and you repeat that 10 to 20 times depending on how much time you have. And you can see how much calmer you get, how all those things that were in your brain and preoccupied you and worried you move a bit away, like it becomes more distant, and you start being able to take actions again, and not get stuck in this cycle of being overwhelmed. And then, walks in nature, also small walks, like if you just 10 minutes, it's better than nothing. And actually just doing nothing, like being bored. Enable yourself to be bored again. I feel like that also helps me. Like not taking my phone, looking at reels or reading, just sitting there, just waiting what comes. And yeah, that helps me too. And many other things. Like there's so many resources out there, and not everything is for everybody. My colleague told me that she loves to what's the word in English? Not sew, but like another word. But like, yeah, she likes to create things with wool. And I hate that. But there's something for everybody, where you can relax, where your mind can drift off, and where you can focus on being in a moment and practice being happy and content. And yeah, that was it for this week. I hope you could take something away from this episode. I feel like it was a bit confusing, maybe not super structured, but yeah, that's just what I had in me this week, and there's sorry for that. I hope you could still take something away. I would love your feedback, and I would love for you to visit me on either Spotify or YouTube, wherever you're listening to it right now. And I would love to hear from you on Instagram. My Instagram is little_happy_mess. Visit me there, send me a message, see what I'm doing there. Sometimes I post very unhinged stuff. Right now I'm rather quiet, but never let them know your next move. Maybe there'll be some fun content coming up. But yeah, other than that, I hope you have a great week, and subscribe, like, share, you know the game. Bye bye.